Another athlete has a heart attack during gameplay. He won't die, at least I don't think he will. But what brought him down? A game injury or something else? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is another Declaration of Truth from your host, Terry A. Hurlbut. Last night saw the latest in a long string of athletes suffering sudden heart attacks. Damar Hamlin, age 24, safety for the Buffalo Bills football team, collapsed on the field after a routine tackle. This happened during a Monday night football game between the Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Twitterverse exploded into an angry debate within minutes because everyone knows that the National Football League required its players to immunize themselves, or so everyone thinks, against the virus that shall remain nameless, or face fines, or worse sanctions. Damar Hamlin, therefore, likely took a preparation of that type. Is he now suffering from that? You decide. Before I share what we know and how the debate broke out, I do want to shout out to the prime sponsor of this channel, which is Conservative News and Views. Link in the description. Be sure to check out the awesome CNAV Store. Scroll down near the bottom for that link. Lots of great merchandise there, especially this t-shirt that I have chosen for today, which quotes Plato saying, "No man is more hated, or no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth." One more thing. If you like what you're about to hear, you can like this video. You can also click the bell icon to get a notice every time I come out with a new one. In fact, do you see the new icon, the heart shape with the US dollar sign in it? That's the super thanks icon. If you really want to keep these videos coming, click that and leave me a tip. Any currency will do so long as it's legal tender. The first reports of Damar Hamlin's collapse came beginning at about 9:19 p.m. Eastern Time. They came from Greg Price and from a Fox News reporter. I have links in the description to both. And also to the National Football League's tweet saying that they had suspended the game and would reschedule it on a later date. Greg Price reported the bare facts. Game suspended, and Damar Hamlin collapsing and requiring cardiopulmonary resuscitation. He actually needed more than that. They had to use the automatic external defibrillator. And that's out of basic cardiac life support and is now advanced cardiac life support. He also said he'd never seen anything like it in any sporting event. Comments, often scathing, came rolling in almost at once. Laura Loomer weighed in, and I have links in the description to 3 of her tweets. First, she quoted Price's tweet and suggested that many more people would start collapsing in public. In fact, she estimates that over the next 2 to 5 years, the rate of sudden death among young and healthy people would explode. She laid the blame on Big Pharma. Then she said the NFL should stop boasting about their immunization rate against the virus. 95% of their players, 100% of their personnel. Someone then replied to her using unladylike language that I shall not repeat. Laura Loomer answered, "We have a responsibility to advocate for those who took a preparation authorities told them would not harm them and would keep them from a greater harm, except that those same authorities and their employers said they would lose their situations if they did not comply." And in fact, we have started to see a large number of young, healthy people suffering heart attacks, and most of those dying. The user Raymond Zeno took note that we don't actually know whether Damar Hamlin took any such preparation or not, but we have to ask. And he also took note of the NFL's policy, which is that players face fines of $14,000 or more if they don't comply. Check out his tweet. I have a link to that too. Now let me set your mind at rest. Damar Hamlin is not dead. the hospital is saying nothing, but I wouldn't expect them to right after admitting someone for a thing like this, and certainly not during the night. Before I share more of the debate, I want to shout out to a sponsor who can really help you through the economic storms to come. That sponsor is oursilverlines.com. Do you feel like you're working harder for your money just to get by? You're not alone. The fluctuating economy, employment issues, and unexpected changes in life have left many families struggling over the past few years. Collecting gold and silver can help shield you against many of these challenges. But if you're like me many years ago, you don't know where or how to start. Our Silver Lines helps by connecting you with thousands of members who are learning the secrets to creating and protecting true wealth by collecting precious metals. Whether you just want to collect rare and unique coins or take advantage of the business opportunities this company provides, either way, they can help you learn to live an exceptional life. So visit oursilverlines.com and learn how you can build a legacy for your future. Now then, back to this debate. The account for the documentary Died Suddenly, about the spate of people that are Hamlin's age or younger suffering heart attacks, left 3 tweets altogether, to which I've left links. First carried footage of the event. Now as you watch, note that Damar Hamlin collided with Bengal player T. Higgins, and then he stood up, and then he collapsed. He just fell backward and lay supine. And that before 2021. Things like this are not normal events during games. Next, they shared an update that Hamlin still had a pulse, but he could not breathe on his own. He needed advanced cardiac life support. Finally, they said that the sports commentators were all saying they'd never seen out like this in 20 years of covering the sport. That brought a slew of tweets falling under the heading of argumentum ad hominem. Again, I'm not going to repeat or even link to the ungentlemanly and unladylike language I read in the thread. But one user suggested another cause, commotio cordis. Funny thing is, he deleted his tweet within hours of leaving it, and I can't figure out why he would do a thing like that. Now, for your information, commotio cordis happens when something takes a blow, a physical blow, directly above the heart and at the wrong moment. Ironically, the reverse of this, the precordial thump, is the first suggested measure to start a person's heart beating again after he collapses. Training in advanced cardiac life support emphasizes this measure. It doesn't always work, but they do try it. But this does not account for most sports reporters not seeing an event like this in 20 years of reporting. Furthermore, at 24, Hamlin is rather young to suffer this condition even after such a blow. And at least one user said the blow Hamlin did receive was not the type to start the heart. I have that link also. Now, most of the reportage tells of Damar Hamlin collapsing, receiving cardiac life support, and going to hospital. Examples come from National Public Radio, Fox 5 Atlanta, and ABC News. But one live blog referred to an unspecified injury to Hamlin. I quote, "The Bengals begin with a ball from the 26-yard line. Mixon runs for 7, then Burrow hits Higgins for 13 more and a first down. Buffalo's D. Hamlin was injured during the play. The game has been suspended." Close quote. Happily, as I'm sure you all waited to hear by now, at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Time came a hopeful report from Hamlin's marketing representative. Damar Hamlin will not die from this incident, or at least I'd be very surprised to hear that he did. I have a link in the description to his friend's tweet saying that Hamlin's vital signs had returned to normal, and the doctors sedated him in order to insert an endotracheal tube. And that's just what it sounds like. They put a tube into his windpipe so that they could blow air into his lungs. That is the normal treatment protocol as at least one doctor attested. The vital signs coming back to normal is a very good sign. So again, Hamlin should survive this. But his is the latest of many reported cases of young, apparently healthy people suffering heart attacks. That he survived was because trained staff responded quickly and had the necessary equipment, including an automatic external defibrillator available. Others are not so fortunate. The bitter debate comes 1 week after the release of Twitter Files Part 10 on this very subject. Elon Musk has pledged a further release later in the week. Links in the description of the article to the first tweets reporting the collapse to 8 tweets altogether from people debating what happened to him and what this could mean to others his age, to the hopeful report that is the last we're likely to hear until later today, to my Declarations of Truth Twitter account and to Conservative News and Views. I've also left links to the awesome CNAV Store and to rsilverlines.com, as I also mentioned. You know already about how to like a video, turn on notifications, and leave a tip. And on the end screen, I'm going to leave a subscribe link to my channel and links to my video about Twitter Files 10 and 1 or 2 others. This is Terry A. Hurlbut delivering another declaration of truth and reminding you to let the truth set you free.